Why we purchased Square. Stay tuned. You really don't want to miss this one. Hi guys, in today's video we're going to be discussing Square, ticker symbol SQ. Now, we got into this position today, and it's a position that I've been holding off on because I kind of wanted to get the right price for this position, okay? And I felt like today was a very good day, a dip in the morning where I thought that it was pretty much bottoming out. Now I could still go down further, but as of now, it's headed back upwards. There's a couple of reasons why I'm very bullish on Square moving forward, and I think it's gonna be the next big stock. We got into the position today at 205.88 and we bought 100 shares, okay? And it closed today at 212.75. So we did go up about $7. We did make a nice profit. We're still gonna hold because we're gonna hold long, and I'm planning to sell calls on Square, okay? Now, one of the main reasons why I decided to get into it and buy 100 shares was, if you remember a few weeks ago, Jay-Z and Square struck a deal in regards to buying Tidal. It's a music streaming company, okay? And this caught my attention because as I did more research into why, my first question was, why did Square buy a music company, right? So as I did more research, I came across this video that I want to play for you guys, okay? And it kind of describes to you why NFTs will be a big part of the music industry and how Square will ultimately incorporate this into their products. So let me play this video for you, and that way you can get a better idea.
Good to have you on, but a question I have about Tory Lanez is, you said that there are 3 tracks that are going to go out with the NFTs. So who owns that revenue? Who owns that? Is it Bonnley is going to collect it, or does the artist themselves own the tracks? Does it go to their label? Who owns those tracks?
Every deal is different. Just to be clear, every deal is different that we're doing right now. Pelican, for example, we did an album with him, 8 tracks that's currently in progress of being distributed. So basically, he's an independent artist, right? He doesn't have a label. So the revenue share is directly with him, both on the sale and the resale. So what we would do in that case, in that scenario, is we sold a single NFT, and that NFT is basically your bookmark for that album. So Pelican at every time knows who you are, and like we mentioned, it's your identity, right? So over the next 8 weeks, we're going to be dropping new tracks from that album. First listen is going to be an NFT format to whoever's holding that album. And in that case, economics are simple, right? You can even it's very, very visible, very clear.
When you play the music for the consumer, if it's owned by the label, ultimately they're going to have to get paid somehow. And artists have been complaining nonstop. Plenty of artists that I know can't stand Spotify. They can't stand iTunes. They hate the economics. Ask Taylor Swift how that went. So what exactly are you doing that would actually benefit the artist, number one? Number two is, how are you going to get them more money for playing their tracks than if they went directly to one of these streaming services?
So meaning this is in addition to all the other revenue streams that they have. For Tory Lanez, what we really sold was a piece of digital merch, right? Which has its own economic model, which is not dependent on a number of streams. It has a sale model that's completely independent of him listing on Spotify, iTunes, all these other mechanisms. So people can still go listen to the album right now, right? But what's different is this is a moment that, and a specific, in this case, a specific track, like a relationship that they can have with Tory that someone who just listens for free on Spotify can't have.
So after watching that video, the dude that's speaking on there is basically giving you an idea of how NFTs and music will relate to one another, and the reason why I think Square went ahead and moved on to purchasing Tidal was because I think Square is planning to take a cut off of that. Now with NFTs, and like the video just explained to you, this is the first way that actual music producers will be able to be in direct contact okay? Direct contact with the end user. Usually, like back in the days, there was record labels, there's still record labels today, but they would take, and you hear this often about bad contracts being written up between the artist and the record label, and at the end of the day, the record label always won. Why? Because they ended up keeping the rights to the music. Stuff like that went on between those shady deals. Well, in this situation, I think this is going to be a very good way for artists to directly sell their music to the end user. Not only that, as well as collect royalties, because through the NFT you can also collect royalties through there, okay? And I'm going to read something off to you on this article, which is on CoinDesk. It states here, Square is buying a unique go-to-market strategy. It is also getting a lot of artists as customers who are in essence running small businesses. So you get these, there's millions of musicians out there, okay? Now, a lot of them you don't get to hear who they are or find out about them because there's so many of them. And eventually some of them come out with the top hit, stick around, or fall away again. But I think Square is going to be able to kind of connect a relationship between the end user and the artist. And it's funny how he was mentioning in that video that we played earlier that this is a way for the artist to connect directly with that end user. So I think there's more stuff to come in the future. That's one of the main reasons why I decided on accumulating my 100 shares, and I will plan to add more because I think this is going to be about a $500 company. At the end of that video as well, they stated that musicians do not like the Spotify, the iTunes platforms because they're really, to be honest with you, not getting paid what they should be. That's why they don't like it. And I think this is going to be a way to go around that. The main reason why I was attracted to this was one, what I just showed to you. But the second one is Jack Dorsey, their CEO and owner. Jack Dorsey is like out there in terms of branding their company because not only does he own Square, but he also owns Twitter. Okay, so he's CEO to both companies. And I think when you have a person at the helm that's so like a visionary, like he's thinking way ahead. They're into Bitcoin. They're doing the NFTs. They're gonna be doing this with music. I think Square is really gonna take off within the next year or so. I think it's just gonna skyrocket. I think their potential is endless. They not too long ago as well, they signed up for a banker's license as well. So I think Square might be like the future of banking. You know what I mean? In the future, we're still ways out from that, but just the direction that they're taking, the forward thinking that they have, it makes me think about this company more and more. And there is other companies similar to Square, but just their forward thinking is just what separates them from, for example, PayPal, which I think is going to do awesome as well. But I'm more interested in Square just because I think there's more future growth potential with Square and the things that they're doing and relating their Square company with Twitter. And by the way, guys, I own both companies and I'm going to be a long-term holder on both. With that, guys, I'm not going to take too much more of your time. If you found any of this information informative, please like and subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell. That way, you can get notified every time we drop a video. Okay? With that, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.